In my opinion, there are many different roles that social workers take on when working with clients. I think three of the most important roles that they take on, in my opinion, are the broker, the educator, and the advocate. So the broker is basically kind of a role that you have to take on, and it connects you or connects your clients to the resources. So you have the ability to find resources and to make referrals for your clients in their best interest, and connect them to the resources that will further help them. Another role is the educator, and the educator informs the client of these resources. They can inform their client of different options that they might have to move forward to help themselves with whatever they need, or to just inform them of the many resources that they have available that they can then, get connected with, and that's when you would become the broker. And the third one that I said was the advocate, and that I personally think is the most important role of a social worker is to fight for the right of your clients, whether that be the right for them to have to get into certain programs or to have access to maybe certain jobs or resources. It is your job as a social worker to advocate and to always fight for the rights of your clients. So I believe that social workers are different from other professionals because um, they work with many other professions. There's so many populations that social workers work with. They work with children and the elders. They work in the medical field. There's just a variety of different populations and ways that social workers can go and things that social workers can do. So I think that that sets them apart from other people. And I also believe that what else sets them apart is that they have the ability to link them to other professions. That a social worker may be working with a child, say, who the social worker might be in like child welfare and work with a child who may then need mental health services. The client or the social worker has the ability to find those resources and to link them to that. And I think that separates them from other professions. They've got all these resources and connections with other things and this knowledge about this stuff that they can help their clients along the way in more steps than just one single step. Um, as social workers, there are many different ways to work with clients. So I think that's another thing that makes them different is clients. You can work with them individually. You can work families, communities, big and small scales. You can work with clients. And I also think another thing that's special about that is that you can work where your client feels comfortable. You can do home visits. You can work. You can meet in like a public meeting area, like a church hall or like a banquet hall or somewhere that you rent out if there is that space, or you can meet in an office, like a social worker's personal office. So there's many different places to meet that a social worker can, if they're able to, can give their client the option to choose where they're most comfortable meeting, and that's where they can do so. Um, so working with others, um, and like other professions, I believe that a social worker's main job is to be an advocate and to be a mediator. So, for example, working with, as a social working with someone in mental health services, not only are they the advocate to fight for their client to get the right resources and to get the right help that they need within mental health services, but they can also be a mediator. So a mediator is would be somewhere where the social worker could sit in on a meeting, say, with a mental health professional and the client, if the client had maybe reached out to the social worker that they wanted them to sit in, or if there was a family meeting or a group meeting or something where others were involved pertaining this client's mental health services, and they maybe felt needed that the social worker be there to mediate how things go, just to make sure everything goes smoothly, and that it goes comfortably for the client, so that the client is always comfortable, and that the appropriate the appropriate information is put out for the client, but not too much where it breaches the client's confidentiality. So I think that social workers overall have a lot of really great roles, and I think that they do a lot for people. And the social work profession, they work with a lot of different professionals, and I just think that they're set apart because they can do so much more, and there's so much flexibility and knowledge that they have to take these clients further.